Hello everyone, welcome to Audible Wisdom. Protect your eyes with your ears. I hope you enjoy listening to books.
Hello, thank you for joining us. Today, we're diving into a great book together, Brain Rules by John Medina, which outlines key principles for freeing your brain's potential. Why do some people excel while others remain average, even with similar IQ levels? What differences exist between how men and women think? How do sleep and stress impact the brain? Is it the differences in our brains that make us unique? Professor John Medina uses a professional yet humorous approach to explain how your brain works in various settings like work, home, and school, and how to make it work better for you. The insights and arguments in this book are based on Professor Medina's years of professional research. As the director of the Brain Center for Applied Research at Seattle Pacific University, Professor Medina provides a clear and concise explanation of brain mechanisms and offers practical methods to efficiently use your brain and unleash its potential. One key principle is the importance of exercise for brain health. Our ancestors were constantly on the move, walking or running 10 to 20 kilometers a day. This level of physical activity was crucial for their survival and played a significant role in the development of their brains. To better understand this process, think about the road system. In the early 1800s, a British engineer noticed that merchants had a very difficult time transporting supplies on pothole dirt roads. He invented a way to cover the roads with stones and gravel, to make the roads smoother and safer to travel on. The engineer's idea spread quickly, because people realized that the smoother the road, the easier it was to transport goods. When you exercise, your body improves in the same way, because your veins are the roads of your body. When you exercise, blood flow increases throughout your body, including your brain, enhancing its ability to function efficiently. Exercise stimulates the production of hormones like BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which supports the health and growth of neurons. The more you exercise, the healthier and stronger your brain and body become. Another crucial aspect is sleep. Adhering to your natural sleep cycle makes your senses and brain sharper. Evolutionarily, sleep is risky as it exposes us to predators, indicating its critical importance. Sleep renews our brain and body, and lack of it can severely impact our cognitive functions. For instance, soldiers deprived of sleep showed a 30% decline in cognitive ability after just one sleepless night, and a 60% decline after 2 nights. Studies have shown that people who follow their natural sleep cycles typically have better cognitive performance. Sleep patterns can be divided into 3 types: lark, owl, and hummingbird. Larks usually get up before 6 a.m. They are most alert before noon. About 10% of the population are classified as larks. In contrast, owls rarely go to bed before 3 a.m. Owls also make up about 10% of the population. The rest are hummingbirds, varying between the other 2 types. Sometimes we stay up late. Sometimes we wake up before sunrise. So remember to take care of yourself and get enough sleep. It helps your brain function better. Stress management is another significant factor. While acute stress can be beneficial by triggering a fight or flight response to protect us from immediate danger, chronic stress is harmful. In the 1960s, psychologist Martin Seligman conducted a series of tests that demonstrated just how harmful prolonged stress can be. Seligman used dogs as subjects, grouping them and subjecting them to daily electric shocks. Initially, the shocked dogs howled and resisted, but as the shocks extended beyond their expected duration, their willingness to resist decreased. Seligman then placed a dog in a box from which it could escape if it wanted to. However, the dog did not attempt to escape. Instead, it curled up in a corner and cried, having accepted the shocks as unavoidable. It no longer tried to escape. This continuous stress damages various cognitive abilities. People under prolonged stress show reduced performance in math and language, struggle to concentrate, and adults in high-stress situations often have memory problems, scoring nearly 50% lower on memory tests than average. Their executive functioning is also impaired, affecting problem-solving and self-control. It's crucial to find ways to reduce stress and maintain a healthy mental state to ensure your brain operates at its best. The brain's selective attention is fascinating as well. It focuses on what it deems important while filtering out irrelevant details. Emotions play a key role in this process, helping our brain prioritize significant information for further processing. This mechanism evolved to help our ancestors survive by quickly identifying threats and opportunities. Memory is also heavily influenced by the meaningful organization of information. Let's try an example. Try to remember these words: raincoat, sandals, sunglasses, umbrella, swimsuit, boots. Now let's try to categorize them. Think of them all at the same time. Beach items are sunglasses, swimsuit, and sandals. The others are rain gear, umbrellas, raincoats, and boots. The study found that we remember words 40% more efficiently when we categorize these words. In other words, your brain is better able to process meaningful information. Let your brain focus more on what's important. Otherwise, you'll get distracted by unimportant trivia. Keep this in mind when you're sharing information with others. If you want your audience to concentrate on what you're saying, try to keep it under 10 minutes. Too much information will distract them. If you need to remember a message, repeat the information at intervals that make sense to you. Hermann Ebbinghaus, a 19th century German psychologist, found that students typically forget 90% of what they learn in class within 30 days. But he also found that if students repeated information over and over again for a certain period of time, they were able to remember the information more effectively. Another major challenge in the learning process is that as you absorb new knowledge, information already in your brain can be replaced. This is why learning a foreign language is often so difficult. When you memorize a word, a similar word that you have memorized for a long time is likely to be replaced by a word from your short-term memory. So if you're a teacher, don't just teach something new. Your students need to review things from time to time to really learn them. Every brain is wired differently. Your experiences shape your neural pathways. As one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan retired in 1994 to begin his baseball career. But here's the amazing thing. His baseball game was a mess. You might think athletes like Jordan would be able to play any sport, but it turns out baseball proved to be a real challenge for him. So he went back to his old sport, basketball. It was the sport his brain and muscles knew. Additionally, multisensory learning environments enhance our ability to learn. Our brains have evolved to integrate information from multiple senses simultaneously. When we use multiple senses to learn, we can recall information more effectively. Combining visual materials with information can significantly improve retention compared to using a single sense. For example, in an experiment, participants were shown 2,500 pictures for 10 seconds each. Days later, they could recall 90% of the images, and even a year later, the accuracy remained at 63%. However, when information is presented verbally, people can only recall 30% of it 3 days later. Adding pictures increases this recall to 65%, a phenomenon known as the picture superiority effect, discovered over a century ago. This effect shows that visuals have a greater impact on perception than other senses. To prove that vision is more powerful than touch, researchers have examined vision and touch in amputees. In one study, an amputee sat in front of a mirror on a table. While the amputee moved in a particular way, the stump in the mirror appeared to be restored. When the amputee saw the mirror, their vision overrode the other tactile senses. Suddenly, he could feel the non-existent left arm, as if he were seeing it in the mirror. In conclusion, Brain Rules by John Medina offers invaluable insights into optimizing brain function. Let's summarize the key messages of this book. The human brain is a complex system for transmitting information. An in-depth understanding of how the brain works can optimize our thinking. Remember to keep exercising, get enough sleep, avoid chronic stress, and at the same time, take advantage of multisensory learning and the picture superiority effect to maximize your intellectual potential. That's all for this book by John Medina. Let's set the brain free. By understanding and applying these principles, you can enhance your cognitive abilities, improve learning efficiency, and maintain a healthier, more effective brain. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more book insights and tips on maximizing your brain's potential. See you next time.